Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's CaitlinAnwyn for anyone who's new here, and today I'm going to be showing you all of the spells you can learn in the Sims 4 realm of magic and how all of the spells work, and then I'm going to be showing you all of the cute little familiars you can collect. So sit back, grab yourselves a cuppa and a biscuit if you fancy it, and enjoy! So the first practical magic spell is Repario, and this one is pretty self-explanatory. If something's broken, you can magic it better. And the next one is Scrubberoo, and again another quite self-explanatory one. If you got a mess, you can magic it clean. Delicioso is one of my favorites, and that is absolutely amazing because if your Sim's hungry, they can magic up some food straight away, and my Sim got a pizza, even better. Flora L'Oreal is one that I got a little bit confused with. Basically, if your plants have weeds or bugs, or it isn't looking the greatest, you can use this spell to instantly water your plant or something. Pretty handy. Next one is Transportalate, one of my favorites, super handy for getting around the magic realm especially. And this is basically like the shift click transport your Sim, and yeah, you just pop up anywhere you feel like. Super handy spell. Copy Pasto is probably the #1 spell. Hello Misty. This one I use quite a bit to get some money. It's great for that, seeing as you can't really make a lot of money as a spellcaster, and now you can. So anything you want to duplicate, if it costs a lot of money especially, you can do with this spell. And you don't always just get one, you can get 2 or 3 depending on how strong your spellcaster is. And Herbio works a bit different to Flora L'Oreal. I hope I'm saying those right. This is the one if you totally forget about your garden and something is totally dead, like this plant here. This Herbio spell brings it back to life, which is super handy, especially especially if your Sim isn't level 10 gardening skill yet and can't actually revive the plants. And this is the Rite of Ascension, which is the ultimate practical spell, and this one basically allows you to transform another Sim into a spellcaster instead of using the sages. And the last one is Home Wardial, which is kind of boring. It's basically you just instantly go to the magic realm. And now Mischief Magic spells. The first one is Desperio, and this one basically means that you can cast a spell on another Sim to make them super sad, and they just kind of walk off rather gloomily, very sad with you, not happy that you cast that spell on them. Bless her. And Deliriate. This one is really fun. You can cast a spell on whoever you please, and it basically makes them wander off all lost and confused. And this Sim wanders off to the portal and is very confused when he gets there. And if you want to create some drama in your gameplay, you can cast this Furio spell. So this isn't to make your Sim fight with anyone and make someone hate your Sim. This is to make one Sim go and fight another one, and when you cast a spell on them, they get super angry, storm off to whoever you choose to fight with, and then they fight each other, have a good old scrap. And this Sim was definitely fighting her because she was wearing the same outfit as her. And if you want to create some different kinds of drama, you can cast the Infatuate spell, and this one isn't to make someone fall in love with your sim. You have to choose 2 different sims to fall in love with each other. So one will wander off to their chosen sim and immediately fall in love with them and give them a good old kiss. So in this, Simeon watched this sim, I think her name's Grace, fight with that other sim, and he immediately fell in love with her and had to give her a big kiss. And a Burglier is a great spell if you are lacking simoleons, but I didn't tell you that. So you can wander up to anything you please. I chose a chair and cast a spell on it, and poof, it's yours. And Morphier is a really fun spell. I've used it in my Realm of Magic Let's Play. I'll pop that in the iCards if you haven't seen it. This is a fun one to play tricks on other sims that you perhaps don't really like. You go over there and you cast this spell to turn them into a random object. And this was fun because this sim turned into a rabbit, and I love rabbits, so I was super happy with that. I have 2 myself. And this one, Strangerify, this is a curse you can get as well. And it basically, when you cast it on another sim, it turns them repulsive, and they have green skin and sort of like scars on their face. Whatever sim you cast this on will really not be happy with you. If you cast this spell on them, they'll be super mad. Untamed Magic. Ooh, Inferniate. Right, this is another fun one if you want to cause a ruckus in the magic realm. You can basically set fire to anyone and anything. It doesn't cause harm to sims though, but there is a mod for that. I chose to set fire to this bookcase, which is fun because it always causes the sims around you to run over and panic. Everything just stops as soon as you start casting fires. And Zip Zap is kind of the same as Inferniate. You can cast it on objects and on sims, but it doesn't cause any harm. The Zip Zap spell is quite handy if you want to mess around with some sims. Say you're over someone's house you don't really like, and you can break some of their objects, perhaps their computer. I broke the oven, and yep, you just zip zap that up and it breaks. Ooh, Necrocall. This is another spell I quite like using in my Realm of Magic Let's Play. This is the one if you have an urn or a grave of a sim you like, I guess, or dislike, it depends. And you want to call their ghost from it. So you cast the spell on the urn or the grave, and the ghost just pops up from it. And Chilio is another fun one, similar to Zip Zap and Infernio, where you can cast it on other sims, and I chose to cast it on this poor sage here, and you can freeze them up for a little bit, but it doesn't cause any harm to the sims. They just might be a little bit cold. Now, Minionize I wasn't too familiar with. I haven't really used this spell, but this is super fun because you can choose any sim you like to cast this spell on, and they basically become your minion for a few hours, I think. I think it wears off like most of the spells do. But once you minionize that sim, you can choose from a few different options. I chose to make the sim clean up a little bit, and they just wander off and do whatever you tell them to do. It is super handy. You will never have to clean up your sim's house again. Isn't that great? And once you're done with that sim and you don't want them following you around anymore, you can slap them silly and they stop being your minion. Oh, De-Deathify. One of the most disappointing spells, I think, of the lot. It was super underwhelming for me. I was hoping for something super fun and like an animation with this spell, but it basically brings a ghost back to life. They just go pop and they're alive again. Really underwhelming. What do you think? I was hoping for a fun animation with that one and it just didn't happen. But you may be in need of decursify depending on your gameplay. If a spell goes wrong and you get cursed, you are going to need this spell. So you cast it on yourself, not on anyone else. You can only cast it on yourself. You can choose one spell, so if you've got more than one, you can't really get rid of them all, but you can choose one to get rid of that. And the last spell is really fun, which is duplicado, and that basically means that you can create a clone of yourself. So you could even minionize that new clone sim to do all of your bidding for you. Really fun spell. So 2 of my sims right there. And now on to familiars. So this one is the Veiled. I think that's how you say it. And it is a cute little void critter familiar. I really like this one. He's doing a little float in his cloud. This is really cute. Kind of eerie though. And the fairy. Well, this one's kind of a more simple looking familiar. It doesn't have too many details, but it's cute with his little butterfly wings. And onto the 6M owl. This one's the one that you see on all of the artwork for Realm of Magic. This one's super detailed compared to the fairy, and I think the owl is very cute. I think this one must have been the favorites of the gurus though. It's used quite a bit. And onto the raven. I really like the raven. It's not super detailed, but it's one that if you're playing more of a realistic gameplay and you wanted more of a realistic familiar, the raven is probably what you would go for compared to some of the other ones. The other ones are quite mystical, and this you could probably believe that you had a pet raven, I guess. And on to the dragon. He's my favorite. Super detailed. I love it. I love that he puffs little smoke out of his nose. Totally my favorite, being Welsh. And onto the butterfly. Cute little floof. Love it. Evil looking at the same time, but I have rabbits, so I am really biased to this one. I love this one. Very cute. Evil little butterfly bunny. And the glow frog, he's kind of derpy looking, isn't he? I love him. I don't know why it's a he. Maybe it could be a she for you. The glow frog is really cute. He's a derpy little tongue poking out and just bobs up and down. I really do love the frog. It sort of reminds me of like the Harry Potter. You get like an owl or a frog. And if you do have cats and dogs, you could have a cat familiar or a dog familiar as well. But I didn't include those ones, I just included all of the ones that came with Realm of Magic. And the Hex doll could be fun for a more evil sort of gameplay or mischievous gameplay. I'd assume Elphaba would have this little Hex doll following her around. The Mischief Sage. Cute little detailed familiar there. I love all of the stitching on it and everything. Very cute. Oh, the snub-nosed leaf bat. Cute little piggy bad looking thing. I'm not like a leaf bat. I have no idea what it's actually supposed to be. It looks like half pig, half leafy bat to me. He looks like a little pig. What do you think? I always see like little flying pig, I do. Probably because he's pink and green, that he's like a little pig. I don't know. Oh, the Phoenix! Another one that sort of reminds me of Harry Potter. This is Professor Dumbledore's familiar. Very similar to the Raven, but it has fire coming off it, so it's pretty cool, isn't it? Luckily, this one doesn't poof into ashes every now and again, though. And the skull? This one sort of reminds me of Jungle Adventure. those skulls on that. It's pretty cool. If you've got like an evil sim you're playing with, you could probably choose that skull as well. So I hope you enjoyed this fun little video. I just wanted to see all of the spells and everything all in one video. There are other videos out on the YouTubes that have done this as well, and I'll pop all of the ones that I can find in the description if you want to see other people doing this too. Which type of magic is your favorite, and which familiar would you choose if you were a sim and you just become a spellcaster? I would most definitely choose that dragon, but it's tough between a dragon and having a cat familiar. Speaking of, there's my little cat. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, and if you haven't already, it would mean a lot to me if you could subscribe and hit the notification bell to get notified whenever I upload a new video. I upload on Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Goodbye!